Hello friends, welcome to Saral Gyan. In today's video, I am going to tell you how to create the access token for Fyers Python API automatically and to use it for algo trading. So keep watching. Friends, we all know that algo trading is going to be the future of trading, and if you are new to algo trading, there is a lot to learn about. I will be continuously making videos about algo trading. So if you want to learn about it, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. In today's video, we will learn how we can automatically create a SS token for Fyers Python API, which later can be used to place automatic orders on your Fyers account. Zerodha charges 2000 rupees per month for its API, but Fyers API is free for all of its customers. So if you don't have an account with the Fyers, I will leave the link in the description below. Moving on to today's topic, you need an access token to place automatic orders on Fyers. You can use access token for the whole day. The token expires every morning between 7 AM to 8 AM. So every day before the trading starts, you need to create a token. And in this tutorial, I am going to teach you how you can do that automatically by just running one script. So let's head to Fyers.in, and we need to open Fyers.in, and in products we will be clicking on Fyers API, and then down here we will be clicking on request access now. It will ask you for the username and the password, but since I am already logged in, it didn't ask me. And it will show your apps here on the dashboard. You might not have any app yet, so your dashboard would be empty. So what you have to do is you have to click on the create app, and here you have to give a name to your app. So I will give it tutorial app, and then you have to set a redirect URL. You can set the URL as https 127.0.0.1, and in description you can give the description of your app. It is an app for the tutorial for generation of access token. And then we will click on create app. Once you will click on the create app, you will get an app ID and secret ID, and you must know that the status of your app should be approved. Then only you would be able to place the order with those app ID and secret ID. It automatically gets approved. If it is not approved or pending, just wait for it to get approved. And so we will be using this app ID and this secret ID. Now we will be moving to the coding part. For that I will go to my terminal. I will open a new window and make it a bit large so that you can see it. So here I will move to my desktop and create a new directory, and then cd into that directory. Now I will be creating a virtual environment. Virtual environment helps you to keep different versions of applications differently on your system. I have already created a video about the virtual environment. I will leave the link in the description and you can check it out. So now we will be doing Python 3.add -m when dot. This will create a virtual environment. Now the virtual environment is created. Now I will activate it. And the virtual environment is activated. So now we will be doing all the necessary installs. So first of all, we need to install the Fyers API, and I'll be doing pip install Fyers_API. This will install the Python Fyers API. And further, we will be using Selenium WebDriver to open the browser and get our access token. And for that, we will be doing pip install Selenium. So now both the modules have been installed. Now I will create a new file. and start coding. So here we will do the necessary import. The first one would be from Fyers _API import access token from Fyers API import Fyers model, and then from Selenium import WebDriver. And one more thing about Selenium, you must have the Chromium or Gecko driver in your path directory. I will leave the links to the drivers in the description below. If you are having any issue running them, feel free to ask in the comment section. And now we will create a new function. The name of the function would be generate token URL. So function generate token URL. It will take two arguments, that is app_id and secret_id. And down here we will start a session. app_session is equal to access token dot session model, and we'll give and the secret ID as variables, and then we'll look for the response. And if response code is not equal to 200, it means that if we didn't get any response, 200 is okay response, we will be doing sys.exit. It means we will be exiting it. And we also need to import sys. It's an inbuilt module, so you don't need to install anything. And we can also print that error code is not equal to 200. And otherwise, if we get a 200 response, we will be oath_code is equal to response, and then response would be a dictionary, so we will be taking data key, and inside data there would be another dictionary, and that would be authorization_code. So we basically need this authorization code, and then we will say app_session dot set_token as oath_code, and then we'll generate a URL, and that would be generate token URL is equal to app_session dot generate_token. So basically we'll get a URL, and then the Selenium browser will open it. So now we will try to open it up. So here we will be saying driver.get generate_token_URL. Let's save it till now and then move it here. This is our app ID. App ID is equal to this. And secret_ID. Define a main function, and in the main function we'll be running the generate token_URL function with our app ID and the secret ID, and here if main is equal to name. And one thing we forgot to do is we have to create this driver. So up here we will be saying driver is equal to WebDriver dot, I want to open it in Mozilla, so I'll be using Firefox. We can also use Chrome instead of it. For that you have to do Chrome here, and you must be sure that the Chromium driver or the Gecko driver for Firefox are in your path folder. So let's save it and run it. So here you can see that it has opened the Mozilla Firefox, and now it will open a URL, but I think I have got some error. Okay, so response code is not equal to 0, so I need 1D. I made a typo here, sorry for that. Window S, and let's quit it for once and rerun it. So now you can see that it opened up the Fyers login page, and the authorization code which was generated is here, and you just need to log into it to get your access token. But since we need to automate this process, so we will be using automation. So now we need to identify 4 elements on this page: the Fyers ID, the password, the PAN card, and the submit button. And so I will right click on it and say inspect element, and then I have to find the IDs of all these elements. For example, Fyers ID, the ID is Fyers underscore ID. You can see it here, the ID is Fyers underscore ID. Similarly, if you go to password, the ID is password, and if you go to PAN, the ID is PAN card, and if you go to submit button, the ID is button underscore ID. So these are the 4 IDs which we need in our code. So let's close it and go back to our code. And here now I will set user underscore name is equal to driver dot find underscore element underscore by ID, and here we will be Fyers underscore ID, and I will be making 4 such lines. So here I'll be saying password, and password is password itself, and here I'll be saying PAN card, and the PAN card would be PAN card, and here I'll be saying submit button, and the submit button has an ID of button underscore ID, so I'll be saying button underscore ID. So I'll save it. Now we need to send the values to these, so I am using a module called Python decouple to save my username and PAN card, because I don't want to share it with the public, and for that I will be doing an install, that is pip install python underscore decouple. So it has installed Python decouple from decouple import config, and then what you have to do is you have to open up you have to create a .env file in the same directory in which your script is, and in the here you will be writing username is equal to, and then enter your username here, and then password is equal to your password, PAN card, your PAN card. You don't need to add any kind of space or any kind of commas here. You just have to create it like this and then save it and close it. At the very top I will do all these. So I'll be saying username is equal to config username, password is equal to config password, and PAN card is equal to config PAN card. You can also do the similar thing with your app ID and secret ID. It keeps all your credentials in a .env file, and you don't have to hard code them into your script, and it is better to do that in this way. So now here down under, I will be doing user dot send underscore keys, and I'll be sending the username, password dot send underscore keys, password, and then pan dot send underscore keys, pan card, and then we have to click the submit button. So we will be doing submit underscore button dot click, and then we need to add some sleep time so that our URL is redirected to a URL containing the SS token. So let's add a sleep time of 30 seconds, and for that we have to import the time module also. You don't need to install anything, it's an inbuilt module. So import time here, save it, and then down under here time.sleep 30, then we'll be saying URL underscore with underscore token driver dot current underscore URL, and then we will be saying driver dot quit, and this module will be returning a URL with token. So this is what will happen, and it will give us a URL which will contain our SS token, and then we have to extract that SS token from the URL. So now I will add a print statement here so that we can see it, and let's save it. I will open the env file and enter my credential. I won't show you here. So let's okay, so now I will run it again. So basically it will open the Fyers API and it will enter my credential. Okay, for some reason I'm getting some error. What I have done is I have added the quotes here. So these are variables, so I have to remove the quotes. And save it. And now going back to the terminal, I will run it, and what it will do is it will open the Mozilla Firefox and enter my credential. I will hiding the credential because I don't want you to know the credential, and then see it will log in success, and it will open this page. This page has a URL which contains the SS token which is needed for making trades on the Fyers API. So our print statement, it will get exit in 30 seconds because we have added a 30-second wait here, and up here it will show us other SS token. Just wait for it. So now it has shown us the URL. Here the URL has got an SS token. SS token is from this equal to, that is, it starts with G and it goes up to this and the last equal to is included in our SS token. The first one is not. And now we will write a program which will automatically extract this from the whole URL. And let's go back to our code, and here we will say define extract token. It will take the full URL which was returned by the above function, and then we will be using regex. Regex is a complex module. I generally do the search for the matching regex and then do it. So you just have to copy it. So here what I'll be doing is I'll be saying SS underscore token is equal to re.search, and then R colon this is equal to, we will be adding HTTPS 127.0.0.1. This is a placeholder which we added in our application, and then we will be adding this access underscore token is equal to, and then just close this bracket and then add a full stop, a star and a question mark, and then again start a bracket, then a question mark, and then is equal to, and user underscore id is equal to, and then it will contain your user id. We will be running it on the full URL and group 0. So this is our RE. Just see this bracket closes here and this column closes here. So it appears fine. You just need to add your user ID here. I would be adding it before running it, but I can't show it to you, so I'm not adding it right now. So, and then we will be saving it as a pickle. Basically the access token would be a string, and pickle is an inbuilt library. You just have to use import pickle, and what it does is it saves the variable or save the value as it is. So we will save with open. Okay, first we will see if there is an access token. So we will say if access token, that is if the above command returns something, then we will be doing with open Fyers underscore token dot pickle. So basically it will be creating a pickle file, and it would be a writable file as f, and here I made a typo, it should be open, and down here we will be saying pickle dot dump. We will be dumping the access token into the file. So this is it, and otherwise we will be saying no token generated. So basically what it would be doing is it would be extracting the access token from this URL and then saving it as a pickle. So we don't need a print statement anymore because it would be saved as a pickle. So I will remove the print statement. So now we will be changing our main function. Here we will be saying full underscore URL is equal to this. It will give us a URL, and then here under we will be running extract token, and we will be passing the full underscore URL into it. I have filled my login ID in the regex function, and now let's save it and go back and run it. So it will open it with my credentials. I will be hiding, and now the access token has been generated. We just have to wait for 30 seconds to get this window closed, and then it will save it as a pickle. Let's go to the terminal. Okay, it's still okay. Now it's finished. It has been closed, and we haven't got any error. So let's open up our folder. And here you can see that we have got a Fyers underscore token.pickle file. This one is basically our access token. It can be used, and to demonstrate that, we'll go back to the terminal and we'll create a new file called place underscore order.py, and here we will be doing certain imports. The first one would be from Fyers underscore API import access token, and the other one is from Fyers underscore API import Fyers model. In fact, we won't be creating any access token, so we don't need this import here. So we just needing the Fyers model, and the other one is import pickle. And now we will be saying with open Fyers underscore token dot pickle as a readable file as f token is equal to pickle dot load f. So it will be loading the r pickle, and it will be cycling it to as a token, and then we will be saying is a thing is equal. Then we'll be saying Fyers is equal to Fyers model dot Fyers model is. So here the first Fire model has F small and the second one has F and M as capitals. We can see our profile by simply saying print Fyers dot get underscore profile and token is equal to token. But I won't be showing you the profile, but instead we can do is we can do funds. So instead of profile I will say funds, and we can also check out our holdings. So here we can say holdings. So this will show me the funds and the holdings. And similarly we can also place an order using this token. So let's save it and Python place order.py, and if you run it, see you can we have got the two print statement. The first one shows me the funds and the second one shows me the holding of my account. So here we haven't created any token again. We are just using the token which we have saved, and now you can use this token for the whole day, and it will expire between 7 and 8 a.m. next day. And next day you will again have to create your SS token. So I am using a trade setup on a Raspberry Pi, and I have scheduled this script to create the SS token every morning at 8:30 a.m. and then I can use it for the rest of the day. And this is how the automation happens. Since currently the market is not running, I am making this video in the evening. In my next video I will show you how you can place order using this Fyers API. This is it for today's video. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And as I already told you, in my next video I will tell you how to place an order using Fyers API. And in order to be notified about that video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and take care.